Welcome to Twins World, all about parenting. Hope you all are safe and sound in your own places. I'm coming to the screen after some amount of time as my mother passed. And today I would like to talk about some good memories of our mother. So I would like to start my talk about my mother with a quote from the Bible. There is a season or time for everything under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die. A time to plant, a time to pluck out whatever it is planted, a time to laugh and a time to weep. So I would like to start about the thoughts about my mother is she is a very good mother that she had played the role of two parents. So whatever sacrifices she has done as a mother, that is countless. If I and my sister has been reached this much amount of our life period in a much better way, or the all-round character what we have, it is just because the way our mother raised us up. Regarding her childhood, actually I wondered when her neighbors and church mates came and spoke in their condolence speech on the day of funeral, how efficient, active and energetic and actively she was participating in various programs in her childhood. I came to know that what my mother was. And her ex-colleagues from her workplace spoke about how efficient and diligent while she was working. Even though she was good at her work, she was equally social and interactive with everyone, that her sickness or anything should not stop her being a social being in the society where she was lived in. Regarding my memories, I would like to talk as a daughter of her rather than anything what has happened in her marriage or in her childhood. If I would say, my mother was the pillar of her family, whereas my dad started crying the moment she had her last breath, because whatever happiness, the pain, anxieties, crises, issues has happened in our family, everything ran through her and she literally controlled the entire family, that is the father and two children. She was diagnosed as chronic asthmatic 37 years ago as an allergic reaction to the anesthesia what is given during the session of my birth. Whatever happened her, even though it was very heartbreaking for her to go through the situations of breathing difficulty, that was never a excuse for any kind of responsibilities that she was taken as a wife or a mother or in the workplace. I would say the pros and cons were taken by as that I took a step to become a working mother, whereas my sister would like to be a housewife, whether she want to spend more time with her children. Waking up 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock whenever we ask her to call so that we can study better. No routine, no schedule, no sickness was a hindrance for her to get up. And I never realized that the sacrifice or how much sacrifice my mother did until I get up when my children is being sick at the midnight, where I'm really tired after having a complete or busy schedule throughout the day. 4 years ago, she was diagnosed with cancer rectum because her symptoms, and even though she was diagnosed with that particular term that make everyone get scared because it is like death is next to them, my mother literally overcame the fear by the faith in God. Whoever has come to her with a sympathetic face, she consoled them, telling that yes, I am able to come out of it because I know what is my relationship with God. She was actually in and out of hospital for 2 months for a surgery called colostomy, where that is the ultimate management of cancer rectum, but she never be fit for anesthesia because of the chronic asthmatic condition what she was in. After 2 months of being in and out of the hospital, she herself said that I don't want to take any kind of treatment for this because I cannot bear the pain of the treatment or the financial aspect or anything because of the treatment. But she could, I would say, she could have a good quality of life throughout the 4 years, whereas last year she started with the bouts of pain as well as increased passing of motion. Still, she did not complain. Only palliative management or the supportive management was given to her when her blood goes down or protein goes down. This way, she was managed. A month ago onwards, she started with little more severe pain. Still, she did not give a complaining face or a complaining word to children or her husband that she's in pain. Whenever things goes out of control, she always prays. I always hear that God give me a bearing capacity so that I can pass through it very smoothly. This way, she had completely moved on through the 4 years, and the time she was heading towards her death, she was admitted in ICU for a week. And since I was working in Mumbai, I couldn't spend much time with my mother. But a week ahead, when my mother was admitted in ICU, my sister was diagnosed with COVID status and she was isolated. And my sister insisted me to come here and take care of mother. So I came down, and I would say that's a good thing that I could spend 1 week before her death so that I could treat her or I could serve her. And I learned how she's managing all the scenario. In the ICU, when the next bed patient was about to die, and I mean, very old woman she was, and all were crying. My mother called her and said, "Don't cry, let her go. She's really had seen everything what she's expected in her life." And she called me also and said, "Sindhu, don't cry when I die, because I had completed my life and I had done my responsibility, and if I'm going in peace." This is the way actually she told me the day before she died. And the day she got discharged, that evening, even though she had the distress because of asthma, we could manage her, and she had a ample amount of food considering to other days. She had a food adequately and she slept peacefully by 10 o'clock. By 2 we both got up. She asked me for water, and when I came back, and after some I felt that she's coming near to me, and she came near to my shoulder, and I saw that she gasped thrice and she left her life. I would say such a peaceful death she had, and I'm honored, a privilege to be a part of a peaceful death of my mother. And I couldn't cry because I could see that she went in peace. So I would say, as a human being, she had a very good life. Even though whatever pain or difficulties what she has gone through, she moved in a better way compared to so many other people. So I would like to end up my talk over here, putting a note to everyone that how we can adjust ourselves in a better scenario so that we can be peaceful with all the scenario and can have an end without much complaints. Hope this session has motivated you as it has motivated me a lot to have a life without my mother, even though she was my backbone throughout my life. Till we meet with another session, I say goodbye and stay safe and stay happy. Thank you.